Hello, everyone, and welcome back to English Over Tea, Listen and Speak, where we make English simple and enjoyable. I'm Anna. Every word you hear, every phrase you repeat is a small victory, and these small victories add up really fast.
And I'm Dan. Hello to all of our wonderful listeners wherever you are in the world right now.
Every word you hear, every phrase you repeat is a small victory, and these small victories add up really fast.
Here, we focus on simple daily English that you can use right away. Today's episode will help you listen, speak, and feel confident in real conversations. Yes, even if you're a beginner.
Dan, did you see the news article I sent you this morning? I think your absolute worst nightmare is coming true.
My worst nightmare. Did they stop making my favorite brand of coffee beans again? Because I am still not over that.
Worse, a massive tech company just announced they are forcing all their employees back to the office 5 days a week. 5 full days, Dan.
No. Oh, no. A great tragedy for the modern worker. 5 days a week to sit in traffic for an hour just to sit at a desk I could easily have in my living room?
You see, I knew you would react like this. And honestly, I don't think it's a nightmare at all. I actually think it's a fantastic idea.
A fantastic idea. Why? So you can actually see human beings, Anna? Because you can see human beings on a screen from the comfort of your own home.
Exactly, because face-to-face interaction is important. Okay, I can see we have very different opinions on this topic already, and I know our listeners probably have strong opinions too.
Oh, definitely. So today we are tackling a very relevant, very modern topic. Working from home versus working in the office. The good, the bad, and everything in between.
And just like always, while we discuss our differences, you will learn some really useful English vocabulary and phrases to talk about your job, your daily routine, and where you prefer to work.
We also want to hear from you right away. Do you prefer working from home or do you like going to a workplace? Tell us in the comments. Even one sentence is great English practice.
Exactly. You could say, I work from home and I love the flexibility, or I prefer the office because I like my colleagues.
Or, I hate the office because my colleague always eats loud, crunchy snacks during meetings.
Very specific, Dan. Has that actually happened to you?
Maybe. I don't want to talk about it.
Okay, Dan. Since you love working remotely so much, let's start with your side. Remote work means working from anywhere that is not the traditional central office. What is the absolute best part?
The commute, or rather the lack of a commute.
Let's define that word for our listeners. A commute is the journey you make every single day to get to work and back home again.
Exactly. And my old commute was soul-crushing. Soul-crushing means it destroys your happiness. It's exhausting, emotionally and physically. I used to spend 45 minutes on a crowded, noisy train, pressed against strangers, smelling someone else's breakfast every single morning.
Okay, I will agree that commuting on a busy train is unpleasant.
It is. And now my commute is a 10-second walk from my bed to my desk. The traffic is zero. The only coworker I see before 9 a.m. is my cat, and she smells perfectly fine.
But Dan, doesn't that make you feel lazy? When you work from home, you don't even have to get dressed properly.
Lazy? Absolutely not. I call it efficient. Why should I wear a stiff suit when I can wear sweatpants?
Stiff means not easily bent or changed in shape, but here you mean uncomfortable and overly formal.
Right. I wear a nice shirt for video meetings and comfortable sweatpants on the bottom. It's the perfect system. Professional business on top, ultimate comfort on the bottom.
That is so unprofessional, Dan.
But no one sees it. And honestly, I am actually more productive at home.
Okay, productive. That's a great vocabulary word. That means you get a lot of work done and you do it well and quickly.
Exactly. In the office, people constantly interrupt me. Hey Dan, did you watch the game last night? Hey Dan, do you know how to fix the printer? It's exhausting. At home, I can focus purely on my tasks.
I understand wanting to focus, but what about the distractions at home?
Distractions? What distractions?
A distraction is something that stops you from paying attention to your work, like the television or your warm, comfortable bed, or suddenly deciding you absolutely need to clean your entire kitchen at 10:30 in the morning.
Well, maybe I do fold my laundry occasionally while I'm listening to a very boring meeting, but my ears are still listening. I'm multitasking.
See, at the office, you are in a professional environment. Your brain recognizes the setting and it knows it is time to work.
My brain knows it is time to work when I drink my second cup of coffee, Anna, no matter where I'm sitting.
Fair enough, but there is a serious problem with remote work that people do not talk about enough, and it really affects people's mental health.
Oh, here we go. What is the big problem?
The blurring of boundaries. When you work and live in the exact same space, you never truly leave work behind.
The blurring of boundaries. That's a very descriptive phrase. Boundaries are the limits or the lines between two different things. So you mean that work time and personal life get completely mixed together.
Exactly. In the past, you left the office at 5 p.m., you locked the door, and work was completely finished. Now, your laptop is sitting right there on your dining room table, just staring at you. You answer work emails at 9 p.m. because you are already home and the computer is open.
Okay, I have to admit, you actually have a point there. It can be very hard to switch off. To switch off means to stop thinking about work completely and finally relax.
Yes, your living room becomes your office, your kitchen becomes the staff break room, and your bedroom basically becomes a meeting room. It is too much of the same environment all day long.
I did have a video call from my bed once when I was feeling sick.
Dan, that is exactly what I mean. That is terrible for your sleep habits.
But I had a blurry background turned on. No one knew I was in bed.
Dan, working from bed is exactly why people get burnout.
Burnout. That's a strong word.
Burnout is when you are completely exhausted, mentally and physically, because of prolonged stress or overwork. When your bed is your office, you can't escape the stress. Your brain never gets a break.
Okay, fine. I bought a proper desk last month anyway. Are you happy now?
A little bit, but I think it's my turn now. Let me tell you about office life, the real office life, not just the negative stereotypes.
Go ahead.
First of all, the absolute best thing about an office is the collaboration.
Collaboration? You mean unnecessary meetings that could have easily been an email?
No, I mean real collaboration, working together to create something, bouncing ideas off each other. To bounce ideas off someone means to share your thoughts with a person to see what they think and get their feedback. You simply cannot replicate that energy on a video call. When everyone is in a room, there's a certain creative spark.
A spark? I think the only spark in my old office was from the broken toaster in the break room.
Very funny, Dan. But seriously, think about how much faster you solve problems when you can just walk over to your colleague's desk and ask a quick question.
Walk over to their desk? You mean interrupt their deep focus? That's exactly what I hate.
It's not interrupting if you're working as a team. And beyond the work itself, there is the social aspect. Humans are social creatures. When you work from home 5 days a week, don't you ever feel isolated? Like the world is very far away?
Isolated means feeling alone and separated from everything. Sometimes, yes, I will admit that. But then I remember office politics and I feel perfectly happy alone with my cat.
Office politics?
Yes, the drama, the gossiping, trying to look busy when the boss walks by. Office politics refers to the complex social dynamics and power struggles between people in a workplace. It is exhausting. I just want to do my job, get paid, and eat my lunch in peace.
Ah, lunch. Let's talk about the daily routine. Going to the office gives your day structure. You wake up, you get dressed in nice clothes, you commute, you grab a coffee from that nice little cafe near the building.
That costs $5 a cup.
It's an experience. And then you have water cooler chat.
Water cooler chat?
Yes, it's a great idiom. Water cooler chat means the casual, informal conversations that happen in the office, usually when people take a break to get water or coffee. You talk about movies, weekend plans, your families. It builds relationships.
It also builds a lot of wasted time.
It builds trust, Dan. Trust makes teams work better together.
You know what doesn't build trust? When someone microwaves fish in the communal kitchen.
Okay, yes. Microwaving fish is a universal office crime. I will give you that.
It is a tragedy. And then someone always steals my clearly labeled yogurt from the fridge. Dan's yogurt, it says in big black letters. And what happens? Someone eats it. At home, the only one stealing my yogurt is me.
You are focusing on the negative details. What about the physical setup? When you are in an office, the company provides a proper, ergonomic workstation.
Ergonomic? That's an excellent vocabulary word for our listeners.
Ergonomic means designed for efficiency and comfort in the working environment. It means a chair that supports your back, desks at the correct height, proper lighting. How many people working from home are sitting on a hard, wooden kitchen chair, hunched over a tiny laptop screen, completely destroying their posture?
Hunched over means bending your body forward and down. And yes, a lot of people do that. I used to do that before I bought my nice desk.
And who paid for that desk? You did. In an office, the employer pays for the furniture, the heating, the electricity, the high-speed internet. When you work from home, your utility bills go up. You pay more for electricity and heating because you are sitting there all day.
That is true. My winter heating bill was definitely higher this year.
Exactly. And what happens when your internet goes down at home?
I panic.
You panic and you have to fix it yourself or wait for the internet company. In an office, if the internet goes down, the IT department fixes it. You just sit back and relax or go get another $5 coffee.
Or I could use my phone as a mobile hotspot. I am resourceful, Anna.
Being resourceful is great, but it's still extra stress. When you are an employee, you shouldn't have to be the office manager, the IT technician, and the cleaner all at the exact same time.
Okay, but let's be honest, Anna. Offices are not perfect. Tell me the worst parts about being in the office.
Do I have to?
Yes, you can't just say good things and pretend the bad things don't exist.
Fine. I suppose the biggest problem is the strict lack of flexibility. You have to be there from 9 to 5 no matter what.
Exactly. If I need to go to the dentist at 2 p.m., working from home makes it easy. I just log off for an hour and make up the time later in the evening. In an office, it's a whole formal negotiation with your boss.
Yes, asking for time off for small life errands is definitely more stressful in a traditional office environment. Errands are small trips you take to do necessary tasks, like going to the bank or the post office.
And don't forget about micromanagement.
Oh, that's a heavily loaded word.
To micromanage means a boss who tries to control every single small detail of your work. They stand behind your desk, looking over your shoulder, watching your screen. It is the worst feeling in the world. When you work remotely, they can't physically hover over you.
That's true, though some companies use tracking software now to monitor your screen at home, which might be even worse.
Please don't remind me.
Tracking software. Yes, that is a whole different nightmare. But let's move on to something that everyone cares about. Money.
Oh, my favorite topic. Let's talk about the financial side of this debate, because working from home is an absolute victory for my bank account.
A victory? How much are you really saving?
Think about it, Anna. First, there is the commute. No more expensive train tickets every month, no more paying for gas or petrol if you drive, no more paying for parking. Parking in the city center is incredibly expensive.
That is true. Some people spend hundreds of dollars a month just to park their car near their office building.
Exactly. And then there's the food. When I worked in the office, I was always buying lunch. A sandwich here, a salad there, another coffee. To eat out means to eat at a restaurant or cafe instead of cooking at home. It adds up so quickly.
adds up is a great phrasal verb. It means small amounts of money gradually become a large amount over time.
Right. Now I make my own lunch. I go to my kitchen, I make a beautiful, affordable sandwich, and it costs me almost nothing.
And your wardrobe. You already mentioned your sweatpants.
Exactly. A professional wardrobe, which means your collection of clothes, is expensive. Suits, nice shoes, dry cleaning. Now I buy comfortable clothes. I am saving a small fortune.
A small fortune. Okay, I admit the cost savings of remote work are very real. But what about the hidden cost to your career?
Hidden costs? What do you mean? I do my job, I get paid.
Have you ever heard the idiom out of sight, out of mind?
I have. Out of sight, out of mind means that if you don't see someone or something, you stop thinking about them. But how does that apply to my job?
Well, some experts say that remote workers might miss out on promotions.
A promotion is when you get a higher, more important position at your job, usually with more money.
Yes. And if your boss never physically sees you, if you aren't in the room before the meeting starts, chatting and making connections, when it's time to choose someone for a promotion, they might choose the person sitting right in front of them, the person they see every single day.
I hate that you might be right about that. It's called proximity bias. Proximity means how close you are to someone physically, and a bias is an unfair preference. Basically, bosses might favor the people sitting closest to them even if the remote workers are actually doing better work.
Precisely. In an office, you have visibility. People see you working hard. They see you helping others. On a screen, you are just a small square video or a name on an email.
That is a very frustrating reality, but it shouldn't be that way. We should be judged on our results, not our physical location. If my work is excellent, who cares if I did it while wearing comfortable slippers?
I agree with the principle, Dan, but human nature is complicated. We build relationships by being near each other. But you know what? There might be a perfect solution to all of this.
A perfect solution? Tell me, does it involve a 4-day work week? Because I am highly interested in that.
Maybe someday, but for now, I'm talking about the hybrid model.
Ah, hybrid work.
Yes, hybrid means a mixture of two different things. In this case, it means working some days in the office and some days at home.
So, for example, you go to the office on Tuesday and Wednesday, and you work from home on Monday, Thursday, and Friday.
Exactly. For many people, it is the best of both worlds. The best of both worlds is a great idiom. It means you get the advantages of two different situations at the same time.
I can see the appeal. You get the focus and the lack of a commute on your home days, and you get the collaboration and the visibility on your office days. Plus, you still get to see your coworkers and eat their nice snacks.
And you don't feel isolated. It gives you structure, but also flexibility.
But what does the company do with all that empty office space if people are only there half the time?
That is a massive problem for companies right now. Some are downsizing. To downsize means to move to a smaller space to save money. If you have 100 employees, but only 50 are in the office on any given day, you don't need a huge building anymore.
That actually makes a lot of financial sense for the company, too. So maybe forcing everyone back 5 days a week, like that tech company in the news, is just a step backward.
It might be. A lot of employees are actually threatening to quit if they are forced back full time. They are saying, I have proven I can do this job from home for the last 3 years. Why do I need to sit in traffic now?
Exactly. The trust is broken. If you force people back, they're going to be resentful. Resentful means feeling angry and bitter because you think you've been treated unfairly.
This shift has also completely changed where people choose to live. Do you remember our previous discussion about houses and apartments?
I do. I defended the tiny, convenient city apartment, and you defended the spacious house in the suburbs.
Well, Remote work changed that calculation for millions of people. If you don't have to commute to the city center every day, why pay high city rent?
You are right. So many people relocated. To relocate means to move to a new place and establish your home or business there.
Yes, people moved to the countryside, to different cities, even to completely different countries. They became digital nomads.
A digital nomad, someone who uses technology to work remotely while traveling the world. That sounds like a dream. But wait, if they moved away, how can a company suddenly force them back to the office?
That is exactly the issue. They can't. Or if they try, it becomes a massive legal and human resources nightmare. If someone relocated 300 miles away because their manager said, you can work remotely forever, and now the company suddenly changes its mind, that employee is going to quit.
I would definitely quit. To quit means to officially leave your job. I would pack up my laptop, pet my cat, and immediately find a new remote job. There are plenty of companies that still offer remote work.
And that is why companies are losing some of their absolute best talent. Talent refers to highly skilled and capable employees. If you force a strict office return, the people with the most options, the best workers, will simply leave and go to a competitor.
Exactly. But let's look at another angle. What about the digital nomads we mentioned earlier? Imagine you moved to a beach in Bali or a cafe in Lisbon. Digital nomad visas are actually a real thing now. Many countries offer special visas to allow remote workers to live there legally while paying taxes.
Yes, that trend exploded over the last few years, but it creates a new challenge: time zones. If your company headquarters is in New York and you are sitting on a beach in Bali, there is a 12-hour time difference.
That sounds terrible for meetings.
It is. Asynchronous work is the vocabulary word here. Asynchronous means not happening at the same time. People leave messages or record videos for each other instead of having live meetings because someone is always sleeping when the other person is awake.
I love asynchronous work. Nobody expects an immediate answer. You can take your time to think, write a clear message, and then go back to looking at the beach.
Or looking at your cat, in your case. But let's shift back to the everyday worker. Remote work has been an absolute game changer for parents. A game changer is an event or idea that completely changes the way a situation develops.
Yes, that is a huge point. Working from home means parents can actually pick their kids up from school without rushing through horrible evening traffic. They can throw a load of laundry in the washing machine during a 5-minute break.
See, doing laundry during work hours is actually helpful for work-life balance. This is a very important concept. Work-life balance is the delicate ratio between the amount of time and effort you spend doing your job compared to the amount of time you spend with your family, resting, and doing things you genuinely enjoy.
And for many people, the office completely destroys that balance. You spend 2 hours commuting, 8 hours working, and by the time you finally get home, you are too exhausted to do anything except eat a quick dinner and fall asleep.
But on the other hand, some parents say working from home with children running around is impossible. The house is too noisy, they get interrupted constantly by toddlers, and they actually want to go back to the office just to have some peace and professional quiet.
Ah, the refuge of the office. A refuge is a safe place where you can escape from difficult or stressful situations. I guess I can understand that. If my cat was suddenly a loud, energetic toddler, I might run back to the office too.
Exactly. So it really depends on your personal situation, your personality, and the type of work you do. I want to ask our listeners something before we finish. What is more important to you, flexibility or visibility? Tell us in the comments and tell us why. We want to know.
Now, let's go through some useful phrases you can use to describe your work setup.
If someone asks, where do you work? You can say, I work from home full-time, or I commute to the office 3 days a week.
To describe your feelings about your job, you could say, I love the flexibility of remote work, or I miss the water cooler chat with my colleagues.
And if you want to complain, you could use our new vocabulary. My morning commute is soul-crushing, or the blurring of boundaries is causing me serious burnout.
For the hybrid workers, you might say, hybrid work gives me the best of both worlds. These are all very natural sentences. Just change the details and they become your sentences.
Okay, Dan, final question. If you could design your absolute perfect work setup, what would you choose?
A fully remote job with 0 video meetings, a massive salary, and a company-paid barista standing right next to my comfortable desk.
That doesn't sound like a job, Dan. That sounds like a luxury resort. Let me guess. I would want a busy, loud office where everyone wears stiff suits and talks constantly about their weekend plans.
Obviously.
No, my ideal setup is a balanced hybrid model. 2 days in a beautiful, ergonomic office for team meetings, brainstorming, and socializing, and 3 days at home in my quiet house to do deep, focused work without any distractions.
That actually sounds quite reasonable. I might accept that if the coffee in the office was free and nobody microwaved fish.
Deal. All right, everyone, we had so much fun today.
We really did, and we want to hear from you. Write in the comments what's one thing you love and one thing you don't like about where you work right now.
For example, I love working from home because I save money, but I feel isolated. Or, I love the office because I see my friends, but the commute is terrible. We read every single comment. It's always so interesting to hear about your lives around the world.
And if you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe to English Over Tea Listen and Speak and give us a like.
Share this with a friend who's learning English, maybe someone who just started a new job or became a digital nomad.
Thank you so much for spending time with us today.
Keep practicing, keep speaking.
And remember, your English gets better every time you listen.
Stay productive whether you're in a cozy home office or a big corporate building. And we'll see you in the next episode.
Bye, everyone.
Goodbye.